A pirate walks into a bar and he has a 2-foot parrot on his left shoulder and a ship's steering wheel sticking out of the front of his pants. Walks up to the bartender. Arg, I'd fancy a beer, mate. Bartender says, I like your parrot. Here's your beer. But did you know you have a steering wheel sticking out of the front of your pants? He says, yeah, it's driving me nuts. Arg. It is Tuesday, February 4th, 20 and the 25 on the Mayan calendar. It is one day before my beautiful mother's 77th birthday. And she'll be over here at the Hacienda. Wait a minute. Hacienda. Mi casa, su casa. She'll be over at the Hacienda tomorrow night for a home cooked meal. So she'll have that going for her. What do we got? Oh, what do we have here? We have an all-time high. Ring the bell. Ring a ding ding. 2.748. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 out of the last 6 trading days have been an all-time high. And I don't have to remind you, but I will, of the $50,000 that I took out of the account recently to buy a bunch of silver, a pile of physical silver, maybe a few baseball cards. So where are we at? Let's see where we stand, because it's kind of it's a mixed bag for me emotionally, because look at my AGQ calls. Why? Where are you going? Don't be called away. Oh, how many times do I have to fall for the banana in the tailpipe? If you know that reference, give yourself a round of applause, because you're pretty cool. Oh, I sold the 39 AGQs, rolled them to the 40. Now these things are underwater by, just $21,450 bills. GDX puts, shorted GDX, did you? In the middle of a bull market? Yes, I apologize. I'm not apologizing yet, because this will make money soon. It's just not going to be today. I did add another 10 contracts, so we're up to 25. Same strike price, same date. We'll get to that. Well, we'll get to it right now, because it's the only thing I did today, because I was busy. I was very busy working out. I had a real estate team meeting. Still love all of them. They always try to drag me back in full time. Not going to happen. Just going to tell you right now. At least it's not going to happen unless we have some sort of like Great Recession reboot or run it back or whatever these kids call it. Then I'm going to take all of my money and buy as much real estate as I can get my hands on. I'll even use leverage. I'll even use debt. That's unheard of for you to use debt. These days it is, not back in the day. So there's our 39, 10 contracts, 321, paid $1,300. That's the only move I made today. So not much going on as far as trades are concerned this week. Still letting things play out, especially these leaps. Guess what? All of the leaps are currently in the green, one of which is almost $41,000, but that's not even close, bud, to where I want to be. This thing needs to be, I'm going to say 75,000 plus, 75,000 into the green before I consider selling it closed. So that's what's going on there. Here's our two positions. AGQ, 13,000 shares. It's up 84,000, but you have to take 84,000 and subtract 21,450. Well, why is that, Bart? Because this AGQ, which is currently at 42.22, I've committed to sell at $40 bills. So, yep, underwater on that covered call. So you just do the math between the two. So don't be fooled by the fact that this says I'm up $84,000, because that is not necessarily true. So what the real math would be is you take the 84,000, subtract the 21,450, and then add back the whatever, like $7,600 in options premium that I've collected. You roll the dice, you take your chances. TMF, though, making its way back to you, babe. Currently only down $14,540. Got up to a high of what? 41.33. So not as high as yesterday, but we're making progress. We are making higher highs for the most part, but for sure higher lows, which is a good sign. So our position is at 42.32. We do have some covered call money that we've collected that have technically offset our average cost, but at this very moment, it's a battle. I'm still waiting for that to produce, and it will produce because now it's like I'm dug in, got the heels dug in. I'm going to make money on this trade. I've been battling it now for what, 6-8 weeks? Hello. So that's what's going on there. Let's see what's going on here. Oh boy. All right. So I haven't messed with any of these charts today. So this thing it's blown up. It's blown up, sir. So let's take the graffiti off. I hear Stella Bella protecting the house, barking down there. Little Shih Tzu, little 9.5-pound Shih Tzu. She's a sweetheart. And yeah, so that's blown up. We'll have to reconfigure, remeasure, do the whole deal. Just know silver had just a beautiful run up today. If I didn't have covered calls on the board, I'd be cheering it every step of the way. But because I do, it was a day of mixed emotions, but it's had it's had a nice downturn. I'm going to give it another day and a half before I decide what I'm going to do with those covered calls. I don't want to lose those shares, but I don't want to pay $1 billion to get out of them. Okay. So here, okay, let me do this. You're gone. And you're gone. And you're gone. And you're not getting a car. And you're not getting a car. Let's move this over. This has been on here a while. You know this, man. Look at this. Let's do this. And do this. No, not that. Can we get the right? No, I think that's. Can I do this? Hold on. Nope. Can we do this? Or can we do that? So let's call that 3. Let's move it down just because I want to be right on the top of that. All right, let's call that 3 and C. And now we'll look for an ABC. ABC. Easiest 1, 2, 3. We'll see. Silver is about to break out. Yeah. I don't want it to break out before I keep my AGQ calls or my AGQ shares not called away on the covered calls. But if they are, it's just part of the game. As I was telling a beautiful viewer earlier today in a comment response, I'm already up over 60 grand regardless of what goes on next. I shouldn't say regardless, because if it breaks back down under $40 before Friday, then my shares will not be called away. I don't foresee that happening, but I do foresee it making a little retreat tomorrow. If it keeps running tomorrow and the next day, it's all in like Donkey Kong as far as this silver squeeze is concerned. But my original goal when I was buying, where are we at? Let's go here. When I was buying all this AGQ, which the hardest thing to do is to buy as it's going down. You know it, I know it, but when you start to become very familiar with a particular product, which I am with AGQ, 2 times silver directional ETF. So if silver is going down 1%, AGQ is going down 2. If silver is going up 2%, AGQ is going up 4. Buying this thing on the way downtown to Chinatown is very nerve-wracking, but I was confident. Was I going to be right? I didn't for sure know, but the probabilities were forever in my favor as I was making those purchases. Look at those prices. Hello. So then you come over here. We're at 41.12, and I've got calls on the board at 40 expiring Friday. So let me give you an example of what that would mean if I tried to. Where are they? It's not AGQ. Anyone that ever takes, or again, I've never said follow any of my investing trades because isn't it evident? I barely know what I'm doing. I really do. But let's go to AGQ. I'm learning though, and I told you this, and I was reminding Lady Trades a lot because she's got a way better position in AGQ than I do. Her calls are at 44. Why am I upset with that? It's all our money. It's her money is my money, and my money is her money, right? Or as she would say, what yours is mine and what mine is mine. 42.22, is that where we're at? All right, 42.22. So let's just take an example. Let's go down to our calls. Every share is accounted for on the covered calls, and this is the price that would be to close the covered calls. $1.85 times 13,000 shares. Or bingo, bango bongo, back up here at $3 a share. So $3 a share. My value is currently at $39,000 underwater. Total return is $21,450 underwater. So if I tried to roll this position, what would I have to do to go up $1? And even $1 still puts me way under water because we're at 42.22. So $1 would take me from 40 to 41. But that $1 would then also pay me $13,000 in appreciation because I have 13,000 shares times $1. All right. So if we try to go out to Valentine's Day, I do have Valentine's plans. Valentine's Day is 10 days away from right now. I need to cover $3. So let's just go with the thesis that I don't want to pay a dime, right? So I'd have to go all the way down to 40. Wait a minute. I'm already at 40. But I'd catch $1,950. So that's not working. I want to go up $1 and not pay any money. Can we go to 41 and not pay? No, that would cost us a debit of 1,300. What another week? Why is that even worse? All right, you see the dilemma you get into with these covered calls? This is why I went away from them when all I was ever doing was selling options, selling puts, selling calls, till I realized that I was really getting a handful of directions right as far as where is a stock going next. But then I was trying to like create cash flow, which I love cash flow. Money rule number 2, cash flow is king, cash is queen, and debt is the debt is the joker. But then I quickly realized I'm capping my gains if I'm right. I'm capping my gains if I'm right. So this is a perfect example. I can't go up $1 anytime soon because how far underwater my current position is. But that current position is up over $60,000 if you include options premium. So at some point, you just got to accept the medicine because I don't want to roll out 6 months. AGQ is it's not like owning Google. AGQ is a trading vehicle only because it's a leveraged ETF. So over time, if all else is equal, the value will decay. And the reason that it decays is because they use debt. They use debt, aka leverage. What does debt cost? Money. Cost interest. So if AGQ isn't down tomorrow, I might be over a barrel. And if I'm over a barrel and I still walk out with over 60 grand, that's a barrel that I'll go down the Niagara Falls in. So that's what's going on here. Let's continue with the Chiz Arts. But that played, I mean, that was played right into how we charted it. Well, no, you had it over here. No, don't give me your baloney. All right, gold futures. We need to see ABC down, and again, I'm not even that confident. I still think the probabilities are in my favor that gold and silver needs to take a reprieve. But if we get into a squeeze, a short squeeze on either side, it doesn't matter what should happen next. It's just going up. Just like GDX. Oh, don't you just move this over and say that's the new B? No, The B has invalidated. So this is over too. This is over. We can't take out a 5 with a corrective B. That's just not how it works. So we're going to have to do this. Graffiti, gone. And then I'll reboot this chart. GDX. Still confident? Look at that gap. Still think it's going to fill. In fact, let's do this. Let's do the old ellipse. Excuse me. Thesis is very simple. Gap fill. That gap will fill. I don't know when, but it will be soon. Oh, wrong way. A little weird tickle in my throat there. So that gap will fill, but I can't tell you when. But that's why I went with a 2 month. It wasn't 2 months. It's like a 6 week short on GDX. So we'll see. USO, how many times do you have to be in this pivot? This where we at as a so this little blue dotted line, that's where we're at as we speak. Okay. This was a nice move down to the bottom of this pivot box because I think USO, United States Oil Fund, the next moves are going to be up, but it's still a bit political right now because Trump is saying drill, baby, drill. He's putting pressure on the Saudis to lower oil prices, yet worldwide oil reserves are at like decades long lows. So keep an eye on that. This is what we talked about. We want to see these things get real close. It's not as close as I think it's going to get, but it's getting there. TLT, hey, closed above 88.29. Can we hold it? I don't know. It's been such a soap opera through here, but signs are good. Signs are not good, but bettering. How's that? Signs are bettering. I only leave this thing on here just because I know that target box is coming to a theater near you soon. This is playing out. We've had once, twice, 3 times a lady. Hopefully that is it for our 2 target box. And we're going to, but what do we have to do? We have to take out this baloney. In fact, should we do this? Masharoni. You just move things around to make yourself look better. No, I move things around for my own visual aid. Still think we're doing no, I know we're doing this. I just can't tell you the time frame in which we're doing this. So this goes down, this goes up. So we root for yields to go down because that helps us all across the board in interest rates for all debt instruments. Anyways, filled this. So let's get rid of it. Enough of that. Get that out of there. Nice move from this low. Hello. All the way down here, 40.01, all the way up to 41.35. Closed at 41.29, but it's gone down 7 since then. I don't like to see that, but that's not a huge deal. Bitcoin, though, however, is now, I shouldn't say, no, it hasn't yet. It's going to say it's invalidated by 5 moves, but it hasn't. But the only way to save it is we move this here. Can 4 encroach on 1? Yes and no. It can't encroach and stay, and it certainly can't deeply encroach. More, just in a nutshell, it can only touch, maybe with a nice candle or a wick, but then it has to reverse. So that's what we'll be looking for. And so it's attempting to at least confuse us, but it will invalidate if we take out like, let's just go with, what was this? The top of this. Move that out of the way a second. Bruh. 96,282. So if we get back into the 95s, which it could easily happen, then this 5-wave move has been invalidated and we got to reconfigure. But what I saw here what I saw here, is that here? Yeah. Was a 5-wave move down, but then it immediately turned into an impulsive, what appeared to be an impulsive waves, which we want to see 5. But right now we've only seen 3 up. Okay. 3 up. So is that corrective? And then we go 5 more down? That's what we got to be on the lookout for. So we'll be checking it out tomorrow morning. I don't know what this thing's showing. Oh yeah, I'm confused. This thing's run because it's a 1 day, 1 minute. Okay. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You saw me put all this on in real time, literally put this on when it was down here and said, here's our next move. That's our next target. Did we get it? I shouldn't cuss. I won't cuss. Look at that. Right into the box. Hello. Now we should see an A, B, or it could be a diagonal. Right now it's showing diagonal. But do we see A, B? Do we get some correction? I don't know. Could be an ending diagonal. Could be a leading diagonal. I still don't think we're done here. In the SPX, this is the futures. Giving us a little down here. So can we catch a C in this range? It's possible. Let's just put some on here for fun. A. Make it stand out. What's higher? B. We'd be looking for this in this range. Minimum A equals C. You know how we roll. And that's not a big move. I mean, from where it's at right now, 60.37 to like 60.12, and then 5 waves up from there. If we're going to continue to that 6,200 plus, that I truly believe we are. All right. And where are we at on all-time high? 2748. Yep, still up 2748. So thanks for tuning in. This video is officially long in the tooth. But our friendship is not. It's just beginning. And just remember, when that ship's steering wheel is in front of your pants, it might be driving you nuts. Like, subscribe. That was too long of a pause. Got creepy. Look at me right in the eye. Like, subscribe, share with a lovable friend, not only this video, but this channel. And I will see you in the next video, my friend.